What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Hey, listen, we're going to get right into it. We are going to be talking about how to trade breakouts in any particular session. Okay. Whether you trade Asian session, London session, New York session, and or Sydney session, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now, the best way to trade a breakout is usually during London session and New York session. Okay. Whether it's late London session to the early New York session, it don't matter. It works in both of these sessions. Okay. And I'm going to keep it very simple with you. Okay. This video will not be super long. I'm going to keep it very simple with you. Okay. And I really want you guys to really pay attention to this because you really have to make Forex simple. It does not mean it's not going to be hard. Forex is still hard in trading. Nobody is going to get this thing down pack 100%, but you can keep it as simple. And when I mean simplicity, meaning you don't have to have all these EMAs, all these RSIs. You don't have to know about everything about the market, like as news and patterns, and you don't know, you don't have to have everything down packed, is what I'm saying. But you do have to know somewhat of what you want to do in the market, how you want to execute your trades, and what you're looking for in the market. Like I can literally know nothing about Forex and look at patterns all day. And as long as I get good at patterns, I can really make money off of patterns. That simple, without even having to know what's really going on fundamentally in markets, you know? And I think it's really important that you really pay attention to that, because if you do not pay attention to what you want to do and what you're trying to accomplish in trading, you're going to get sidetracked, and then you're going to start trying to do all these other strategies that doesn't even comply to your personality. You need to actually choose a strategy. I don't care how many strategies you do. It's not about how many strategies you're doing. It's actually about the strategy that fits your personality and something you can see helping you to profit in the long run and become consistent with that. Once you become a full-time trader, that's going to be pressure, and you're going to need a system that consistently profits for you. And I always recommend people don't quit your job just because you're making a lot of money from Forex. Don't quit your job. The only time you quit your job is if you know that you can profit within a whole year. You have a whole year of, your bills covered. And guess what? It don't stop with just Forex. It just doesn't just stop with Forex. There's so many assets that you can invest into and create passive income. I said that in my previous videos. You need to understand this. When you come to the Forex game, you have to set aside your pride. You have to choose a strategy. You have to become disciplined to that strategy and stay with it until it helps you profit. Now, if you believe that your strategy is not working, and when I mean not working, it's not just 1 or 2 weeks or even a month. I'm talking about like over time, you realize that this is not working, at least 2 months minimum, that you realize the strategy is not really working for you. Then it's time that you say, okay, let me go to a strategy that fits my personality. Me, I don't like having all the EMAs on the charts. I don't like having all these trend lines. I don't like having none of that. I like pure price action. I love to look at the charts, look at the candles, let the candles tell me what it's doing. I fundamentally go to FX Street as well to get an update of what's going on fundamentally, but I stick to my technical analysis and I balance all that together, and I put that in the form of my strategy, my supply and demand. So I'm gonna teach you how to trade a breakout. Okay, so most of you guys have probably been taught to trade breakouts like this. Most of y'all have been taught to trade a breakout like this. Oh, it's moving, right? And then once it breaks out, you might see it glitch a little bit, guys, just because the markets are moving. So once it break out, you've been taught break and retest and up, right? Or you've been taught this. Break, retest, and dip, right? Is this bad? Absolutely not. This is actually the beginner's mindset of how to trade a breakout. The thing is, a lot of people just wait for the market to come back towards structure, and just automatically enters when the market rejects that structure. Now, am I saying that's bad? I'm not saying that's bad, but they don't know where to look for when it comes to structure. Supply and demand is key, etc. Order blocks, if you want to call that, candlestick patterns, if you want to call that. You must look to where the breakout happened and find a crucial supply if you're selling / demand zone if you're buying. All right. Let me give you an example. Okay. Some of us, well, I just already gave you that example. So let me give you an example, right? So let's just say the market is in the range. Let's just do this. Just say the market is ranging, right? It's ranging, right? And it breaks down to the low, right? And then all of a sudden, it starts ranging some more, and it breaks down to this low, but then it comes back up. The supply area that we need to be looking for is this area, all right? This is your supply area, right? Once it taps into your supply area, right, it starts rejecting, then it's going right back down. That's where we enter and we put our stop loss above here. Or if you feel like you want to be more comfortable, put it up here. That's up to you, right? Or I should say, for another example, if the market does something like this, right, it breaks up, right, it comes back down to your demand zone, right, and then all of a sudden you enter in the trade, stop loss below there, you good, right? So what does that look like on a normal chart? I'm just letting you know, guys, whenever you see accumulation, right, your breakout, you have to see a breakout, but you have to know what is breaking out from and what it's passing, like what high or low it's passing. All right. So, for example, if we are in sales, right, boom, higher high, higher lows, it created that big old level of structure. You see that these lows are now broken. So now, since these lows are broken, what you want to look for is the supply zone. Let's just say this is our supply zone. Comes back to supply zone, boom, keeps going down. Another low broken. When you see lows consistently broken and vice versa, that's telling you that the market wants to go bearish / bullish if you're buying, okay? So let's look for a clear example. I cannot make this as simple as I'm going to make it. I usually aim for 1-on-1 R's. Now, sometimes depending on what time of day it is, what session I'm in, usually New York session, I only trade New York session, and how volatile the market is how long I will hold the trade. Usually I go for a 1-on-1. All right. So let's start off right here. We consistently see what? In the long term, you know, higher highs, higher lows, right? So, but if you look closer, I'm going to draw them out for you. You consistently see lows being broken. What is that telling you? It's telling you that the market wants to continue bearish. All right. So earlier today, I'm going to show you my actual setup, but I'm going to show you another setup that I did not take that I was really going to take. So earlier today, when during New York happened, was around 8 something. Yeah. This low was broken. These lows were broken. All right. And since these lows are broken, we call this a break of structure. All right. So I look for my what? Break of structure. And I'm not even really have to show you the setup that I did today because I didn't even really take it. I'm just going to use this one as an example. So BOS, break of structure, you know, so it's a breakout. All right. So it's not none of this. And this is why I want to get in your head. It's not none of this. Oh, it's just breakout. And then we enter or we wait for a retest. And just because it broke out this little line right here, we wait for a retest right there. And then we just go. No, the market comes back for a reason. and it comes back to a specific price for a reason, okay? We can call this order blocks, supply zone, you name it, all right? So for example, since this low was created and it was broken, I'm looking for an area, a specific supply area. Since we're in sales, right? Since we're in sales, I'm looking for a supply area that I technically believe on a 5-minute time frame. I trade a 5-minute time frame. You can do the 15-minute, you can do an hour, 15-minute time frame. This will be your a strong supply zone, right? That will be a strong supply zone. But for me on a 5-minute time frame, this bad boy right here was my supply zone. Okay, this was my supply zone. So the next question is, okay, why is this my supply zone? Number one, it broke a low recently. For me, it broke a low of this low and this low. All right, let me draw that out for you. This low and this low. All right, and since it broke those lows, I'm waiting for a retest to my supply zone. That's telling me it's bearish. The most recent supply zone, which is this, okay, and it's pretty strong. It has to, doesn't have to be super strong, but just make sure it looks, pretty, valid. All right, so supply zone. All right, I write my supply zone. Now, the next thing is very crucial. You want it to come back, and you want it to literally, I mean literally to the T, touch your supply zone. If it does not touch your supply zone, don't take the trade, because God forbid that this market does what this, and then it just continues up and breaks through, and now you get stopped out. You want it to come, reject this supply zone, and then go right back down in your favor for an entry. Okay, that is a true break and retest, because what the market is telling you is it's breaking structure, like this candle right here. I'm gonna put it right here. At this candle right here, it is broke. It has broken structure, and it's telling you, the market's telling you, I want to continue lower. That's what you need to pay attention to. All right. So since we aim for a 1-on-1s, let's do this. Or you can aim for a 1-2. Let's just aim for a 1-2, just to be on the, I'll just do it 1-on-1, and then, so see something. All right. Now, most people will be chasing this, right? And most people will be chasing this, and you can put, your supply zone right here. All right. You see how the market came back instantly? See, most people will be probably putting their sales positions right here, and then like put their stop loss right there and think it's 3-pip stop loss is not much. Now, you could have got a 1-on-1 here, but if you're trying to hold it, you would have been stopped out. So you need to wait. All right. So this is what I'm gonna say. Wait on pullback. Let me just do this. Area or zone. I'm gonna say zone, and then wait on rejection at this zone, and then break previous candle. All right, so this is what you need to happen. Wait on pullback to the supply zone, wait on rejection at zone, and break previous candle. Okay. Now, what to choose, what supply zone to choose, because it could be different supply zones. Like even this one was a supply zone, right? But I'm looking at the earliest one, which is this one, and it broke this low. That's the supply zone I'm looking at, all right? So it came back, touched that area. What does happen? Boom. So after that, breaks previous candle. This candle went up a little bit more, and then it came back, and it broke the low of the candle. Now, you want to wait for it to break this area, right? But it's safe to say that it didn't break that low. So what happens to the next candle? Boom, right? So once that candle breaks this low, so what I'm saying is, if this low didn't come and break that low, then once the next candle forms, which is this one, you want it to break this candle's low, which is this one. Okay. Again, I'm gonna say it again. Because this candle was a rejection candle, it closed, and this candle was supposed to break this low of candle, but didn't. When the next candle form, make sure it breaks this low of the candle. So once this broke the low of the candle, you want to enter shorts right here. Your stop loss literally above this candle's high. That's about 9 pips. If you want to be safe, put it at 11 pips. All right. And guess what? Your 1-to-1 is hit like that. And let's just see how far it goes. Let's even aim for a 1-to-2 and see how far it goes. Boom. So you hit your 1-to-2, and that would have been a 2% gain. Okay. What you need to understand is a breakout isn't just simply this. Well, it is actually simply this, but there's more to it. It isn't just that. What it is, it's this, right? Break, right? And retest to what? A supply area, okay? And it's the same thing as a demand zone. So the whole point of this video is when you are doing a break and retest, whether you're trading London session or New York session, you must make sure that number one, if you're buying, a high has to be broken, right? Number two, or a low has to be broken. If nothing is broken, it's not a breakout. There's no supply and no demand zone. I mean, there actually is, but it's safe. It's not safe to say whether the market wants to continue bearish or continue bullish. Let it make its move. So because these lows were broken, I'm going to put it like this. Boom, 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 boom. Because these lows were broken, it's telling me it wants to do what? Go bearish, all right? And when the market retests, it retests for a reason. And it retested to the supply zone, right? Then it broke my previous candle, and I got in for an entry. That simple. What other strategy do I personally need if it's that simple? I didn't even have to look at news, which I still look at news just to make sure that I'm not going to get caught up in something nasty. But actually, news already happened. This was after the fact of news, because 8:30 news was right here. Came back and retested, bam, bam. But I didn't really go all over the internet and say, what's going on in the Australian market? Like, what's going on in the economy? Do I do that sometimes? Absolutely. I still do that sometimes because I want to be aware, but I'm not sitting here trying to figure out every little answer about Australian market, because I know that's not, fundamentals is not everything. It's a balance. It's fundamentals and technical analysis, right? So I hope this video was helpful. And what I want to end it with, me and my friend Dan FX, we started a Discord group, a free Discord group. Now, if you join this Discord group, you're in there for good. You're for free. All right. I'm not sure how long this Discord group I'm going to have for free. What I mean by that is, once you get into this Discord group, you're good. You're set. You don't have to pay anything ever. Right. But once we start charging, people who want to get into the group will probably have to pay. But for right now, we want to keep it free, educational, because we really want to bless people with our strategies. You know, he does the beat the market maker method. I like to do the supply and demand, and we just teamed up. See, we believe that all strategies don't have to coincide with one another. You don't have to sit here and saying, oh, he's a better trader than him. He's a better trader than him. His strategy is better than that. You know, his strategy doesn't work. You know, this is the best strategy. Listen, guys, all I'm saying is this strategy is simple for me, and it works for my life. I trade at work. I can trade at home. This strategy is simple. For other strategies, it might require you to wait 2 days. For other strategies, it might require for you to do a pattern. For me, this doesn't require patterns. This just requires straight price action in a zone of order blocks or supply and demand. All right. So if you want to join the Discord group and freely get in, go ahead and get in right now. I'm going to post the link in the description, and I hope to see you guys there. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. Peace.